It is time for another special edition of Litter Media Live and a second visit with Tiffany Baldwin of downtown Chillicothe, Ohio, as we get ready for Chillicothe Brewfest, which is coming up this weekend. We'll talk about where we are just hours before the event, coming up in just a moment. But first, these words from Pickaway-Ross Career and Technology Center Adult Education.
Find a career you love with Pickaway-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Getting close to Chillicothe Brewfest, which is coming up on Saturday. Tiffany Baldwin, this is Brewfest number 3.
Yes, you got it.
Some things elude our mind and some things stick with us somehow.
That stuck with you.
This event in particular has been one of the fundraisers to help light up downtown Chillicothe for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also fun for people to enjoy and taste some freshly brewed stuff.
That's right. Absolutely. So if you're a connoisseur of some small batch local beer, this is your place to go. But we've also added some new elements this year. So in addition to beer, and we had cider last year and the first year, and we introduced spirits last year from Pabst Hilltop since they were new to Bainbridge. This year we're adding wine. So now we've got wine, beer, cider, and spirits.
So a lot to taste.
A lot to taste.
Downtown.
Right.
1:30 is when the VIP event begins.
Correct.
So if you want to participate in that, are there still tickets available?
There are. So they can get them online, and they can also purchase them at the door. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's special about VIP?
So they get to enter at 1:30 versus 3 o'clock, which is when general admission enters. And with their VIP ticket, they get a lanyard that they get a lot of people, this started the first year. Let me explain real quick. So the Poorhouse was selling pretzels. Have you ever seen the big, huge pretzels they sell? Okay, and they come on a lanyard, right? Well, after the people ate their pretzels, they were attaching their tasting cup to the lanyard. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of genius, right? Your hands are free. You can carry it around. So we started doing a sponsor with the lanyard. So they get a lanyard so they can attach their cup to it. And they also get a swag bag, and that's new this year. So that's in addition to what general admission gets, and they get 20 5-ounce tastings or a 1-ounce tasting versus the general admission, which gets 16. Mm-hmm. And the reason there's 2 different sizes is because the 5-ounce tasting is for beer and cider, and the 1-ounce tasting is for the spirits and wine.
Gotcha. I was going to ask if it was like a mix and match type thing.
It is. And there are, Chillicothe will also be there with non-alcoholic offerings, as well as we have some non-alcoholic beer also. And so people that come in and purchase a DD ticket, they get 5 tastings with their ticket. So they can get non-alcoholic beer or something from Chillicothe, and then use their 5 tastings for that. But people that also have 16 or 20 tastings can use those as well. So.
Now, in the past, this has been on the street, but you're moving to the majestic green space.
Right, we are. We decided to do things a little bit differently this year just to try it out and see how it works this way. We're taking it off of the street so we don't have street closures and putting it into a private lot. So that way, hopefully things flow a little bit easier downtown. We've just come off of 2 long weekends of street closures, and starting tonight and tomorrow we have street closures on 2nd Street with two other events. So we'll just see how it works.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And there's always another one next week.
Right.
With the truck parade.
So you can see why I wanted to give reprieve to these businesses in the downtown.
I'm sure they're happy about that.
They are.
Again, the hours for this, 1:30 if you are a VIP, and it lasts until?
7 p.m. And if you come at 5 or after, you can get what we call a last call ticket. So it's a reduced price, but you still get the number of tastings. And then last call is at 6:30.
So if you're like 5:50 or thereabouts or 6:50, it becomes shots.
It kind of does.
That's a non-drinker.
You're right. You're right.
My vision of this, I guess. But in way of price, what are we talking here?
So at the door, general admission tickets are $40. They've increased. If you don't get them prior to the event, which they're $30, it'll be $40 at the door. And then VIP tickets are $50. If you get a last call ticket, those are $20.
Mm-hmm. And again, the proceeds go to downtown Chillicothe.
Yes.
And for people who aren't familiar with downtown Chillicothe, what the heck do you guys do?
What the heck do we do? Well, we are a nonprofit that works on the continued revitalization of our downtown. We try to make our downtown a place that people want to come visit and people want to invest their money in. So we're making it more attractive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, we've got work that's going to be going on downtown. I'm sure you guys have your hands in that in some fashion, just trying to help manage it.
Right, exactly. Well, we
possible.
want to make sure that there's a happy marriage between the park and the downtown, and we don't have a gap between the two. We want it to flow as one.
Right.
Yes.
And of course, some of the monies that are being raised this weekend will go to making Christmas look even brighter and more joyful.
Absolutely. So Shine On does their beautiful job in the park, and then we just want it to continue into the downtown. So once it hits Water Street, that kind of becomes our venue or our area. So we take over from there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Working together.
Working together.
Hand in hand. Anything we've missed?
No. We have live music. We have food offerings at the event. And I do want to mention, do not bring anybody that's under the age of 21. Infant or not, no strollers, no kids. We love children, but in the sake of safety for the
Parents
children.
find a babysitter.
That's right. This is an adult-only event.
Well, that's good to know as well. Who's the band?
So starting at 1:30, we have Peach Jam, and then at 4:30, we have Basement Collective.
Aha.
Yeah.
So a couple of bands.
Two bands.
Tag team.
Yeah.
A
So bring a
doubleheader, as it
chair. Yeah, bring a chair, sit in the grass, and listen to some music and drink some good beer.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Tiffany Baldwin. Again, learn more on their Facebook page, Downtown Chillicothe. And you've got a website too, right?
We do, yes, downtownchillicothe.com.
Simple enough.
Simple enough.
Thanks to Pickaway-Ross Career and Technology Center Adult Education for sponsoring this edition of Litter